AHElite. Adding fog with the Fogdog, straight to the top with the pace drop. Pace too hot, you can't keep up when he heats up and takes the lead. And all you see is Drake University. So it's time to subscribe for the best alive and go stride for stride with the Batman pride. It's Adding Fog coming at you with the Top Dog exclusive. It's Adding Fog exclusive. Adding Fog, Fogdog. Subscribe now for the Top Dog. Adding Fog, Fogdog.
Fog Daddy, where are we off to? What's going on? How we going?
Fog Doggy, we're going well. We are currently in Manchester, just over 24 hours to go until the heats of the 1500 at the British Champs. We, and I stress we, are going for a little jog this afternoon at Trafford Athletic Stadium. Adam will then get onto the track and do some strides. The heat draw should be out a bit later on today, and it is rumoured at this stage that there are only 33 left in the hunt. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. But yeah, a little bit of a jog and some strides this afternoon, and then back for something healthy to eat.
Yeah, I always do 2x200 and 3x100. That was like 29.2, so hopefully not too far off 1500 race pace. I'll do one more similar to that and then 3x100. Me and Baston at Drake have got into doing 2x2 around race pace, usually a little bit quicker, and then 3x100 with the middle one quicker. And then the first and the third 100s just like fairly comfy. So that felt alright. I'm having big recovery, just trying to feel good and get the legs ticking over before 1500 tomorrow. And had a 5k jog before this, 5.5k maybe. So yeah, feeling alright. A few more strides and should be good. Strides went pretty well. It's now the night before the race and the heat sheets have just come out. So I'll put my heat in somewhere up here. Reasonably strong heat. Based on PBs, I'm the third fastest time. So we got Jake Whiteman, who was in the Tokyo Olympic final just last year. 3:29 PB, obviously very, very good. And then George Mills, 3:36 PB. And then me with 3:38, and then a few guys kind of in the 3:40 to 3:43, 3:44 range. So I mean, everyone's good. There's no slouches in there. It's going to be a really tough race, and there's 3 heats overall. So there's some really strong runners in the first 2 heats. I'm in the 3rd heat. If I was in my best shape, I'd be giving myself a really pretty good chance right now. But even with how I am, I think I've got a pretty reasonable chance of getting myself in the top 3. So top 3 go through automatically. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to confirm that tomorrow. But we're thinking it'll be top 3 from each of the 3 heats, and then the next 3 fastest times overall for a 12-man final. Over the past few years, I think I've kind of learned how I like to race, and a lot of the time that is to go out and push the pace pretty hard. I kind of tried to do that last week when I raced in Loughborough, and I really paid for it at the end. So my plan for tomorrow is basically I'm going to tuck in early and I'm going to see how the pace is kind of going, and then hopefully with anywhere from 800 to 300 to go depending on the pace, I'm hopefully going to move up, get myself in that top 3 and get through to the final. That's the goal. If I can make the final, I'll be very happy. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, race day tomorrow, British Champs, first time racing at British Champs as a senior, first one ever actually. So looking forward to it.
Ponytail flowing as he storms down the back straight.
Dean Smith broke the championship record and the stadium record exactly a year ago and won the title, but it caused the hamstring issues that made her Olympics a disappointing experience. This is quick. 11.17 and plus 2.5.
We
nearly. Very nearly.
So he's got the big Q next to his name. Got a personal best in those rounds as well.
We pause at the Olympic bronze medalist for Edinburgh AC, the defending champion, Josh Kerr.
Well, away they go. Now the qualifying from these three heats, just the first three in each heat go through by right, and three fastest non-automatic qualifiers, so it's very, very tight indeed. Effectively, you've got to be in the first three.
Slightly isolated is James Young of Morgan.
And it looks like this to a big pairing of Kerr and Hayward striding home very comfortably. Young is way out in third place with a big gap behind him. Those are the three automatic qualifiers, and that is not quick. 3:43.41. That's only a click inside 60 seconds per lap. For athletes of the caliber of Josh Kerr, that's almost, well, jogging, frankly.
Let's go, Wesley!
So from that previous heat, we saw that Tom Dodd at 3:44.67 is the first of the non-automatic qualifiers. So it's just outside 60 seconds for the first lap. It looks as though it's slowed a little bit as we go through 800 metres in 2:02.61. Neil Gurley leading.
But here comes Matt Stonia. Is he going to use that trademark sprint finish that bought him the British University's title, that gave him a win at the mile at the Highgate 10,000 metre event? But Neil Gurley, as expected, he's got a faster personal best. He's got that brilliant 800 metre speed. Neil Gurley does ease ahead. Matt Stonia and Tom Keane have got time to look over their shoulder. They will be our automatic qualifiers. It is faster than the first heat, so we might see a few more get through.
Well, the fourth place time in heat one was 3:43.41. The fourth place time in that one was 3:43.09. James West, 3:43.
Adam Fogg goes in on the outside there, fourth in the English under 23 a couple of years back. There is Jake Whiteman. He's a 3:29 performer. Whiteman is in good form too, as Jake. So the third and final heat of the men's 1500 metres, and these fellas really do have a huge opportunity, because spots in the final are not particularly tough to come by as long as you move around at a decent tempo. They've got to move around at about 60 seconds per lap and then have a little kick over the last 300 metres, and you can be finishing 6th place in this race and get into the final. And as I say that, they clearly think you're talking absolute rubbish. We're going to have a little jog around here. And Hussey, the one man that says, well, look, this is just embarrassing. Ethan Hussey of Leeds City. He's a 3:42 performer. I'll tell you what, Ethan, if I was you, just get your head down and go for it, son. Build up a gap, let them race amongst themselves. Just go for it. On paper, he shouldn't make the top three, but he's got an opportunity now. It's a shame, Hannah. I think they've already blown it in terms of the clock, don't you?
I do think when you see them almost grind into a halt in that second 100 metres, you think it's a way and done. Well, have a look at the clock. Ethan Hussey taking up the run in there, 65, 4:03 pace. So there you go. All that information was available to these men. We saw them off in sort of the slipstream. You can see down the side of one of the tracks. The next heat gets to sit there and wait. They knew that it was a 3:43, 3:44 to get a non-automatic qualifying spot, and they couldn't make it happen. And Ethan Hussey, he's gone out in the lead, but he's not really going to do any damage. He's just there to be shot at. He's almost waiting for the likes of George Mills or Jake Whiteman to swing around the outside of him and make a move.
They get 600 metres in about 1:36, 1:37. 65.06 at 400 metres. It's 4 abreast coming down the home straight with 2 laps to run. Jake Whiteman has absolutely no need to worry about this, frankly. We know he's got plenty of speed. He's in good form as they come through with 800 to run. Every single one of these fellas knows now they're going to have to finish in the top 3, because I think this will be the slowest of the 3 heats, and it's top 3 or go home. Whiteman on the inside there, just a little bit boxed, a bit more boxed than I would like, but he's got 700 to run as they go through 800 metres. 400 with 65 or 6, 800, Hannah, nearly 2:09.
Well, that is, back at themselves in 4-minute pace, and from 4:03 pace to a 4-minute pace, and you can see the way they're spread out on the track here. This is such an inefficient way to run, and it really just throws the form book out of the window. George Mills doing well just to get it moving ever so slightly. Jake Whiteman, he is pretty boxed there. You don't want to get clipped, you don't want to get spiked, but you'd like to think George Mills and Jake Whiteman should be able to turn on the afterburners here, but for everybody else, this could be anybody's. got 500 metres to go, and it's who can hold their nerve. Ethan Hussey doing well to fight himself back into the middle of the pack there with his Leeds AC vest. Sean Malloy moving up as they take the bell.
Well, 1 lap to go. There's time yet for Jake Whiteman to get out of that box. 2:54 at the bell. It's desperately slow. Whiteman, though, may want to see an acceleration here, open up 1 or 2 gaps. He's in 3rd place at the moment as Mills controls things with 300 to run through 1,200 metres. And the time at 1,200 after 59 lap is 3:08. Most of that hard running coming in the last couple hundred metres as Mills begins to stretch away. Whiteman is off the curb at last. Onto the shoulder of Mills, and these two controlling things. Mills even has a little glance around his shoulder there, and Jake Whiteman, remember, with that 3:29 speed, 3:32 recently, and a 3:50 mile for a new Scottish record in Oslo. Looks very comfortable. He and Mills both glancing over their shoulders, the rest of them battling away for the 3rd spot, the precious 3rd spot. It's Elson in 3rd place at the moment. Callum Elson of Roundhay Runners battling away. McMillan coming through as well for that 3rd spot. Ben Millen from Central AC. Who's going to get there? Elson's going to get it. It's going to be Whiteman, Mills and Elson. 1, 2, 3, and the rest of them, well, not a lot to show for their championships. You take your chances and you learn from races like that, and that's what you have to take away as a positive, is whether or not you made the right moves, look at your positioning during the race, but ultimately you come away with a time outside 3:50 and not a qualifying spot.
It's not a race. Yeah.
No, he's going to go for a jog, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just going to cool down quick.
Alright, it's the morning after my race last night. Honestly, I'm actually probably more happy with it than people would think I would be or should be, I think. Based on the last few weeks, obviously I'm not at my best right now. I'm still improving. And last night I actually felt way better than I felt a week ago for my first race back. I ran 3:48 a week and a half ago for my first race back, and it felt really bad, and I closed really badly in that race a week and a half ago. And then last night I just thought, right, I'm going to tuck in. It was very slow early. I was 2:09 through 800. 3:09-ish through 1,200, and I actually closed reasonably well. I kept getting boxed in. I tried to make a move kind of with 600 to go and get myself further up the field kind of thing towards the front, and I got cut off, so I thought I'm just going to relax, I'm going to hang back, just bide my time and wait a little bit longer to go. But I actually felt surprisingly good, and with 300 to go, feeling surprisingly good for kind of where my fitness levels are at. I had to go. I mean, there was 300 left and people were starting to break away at the front, so I really went hard around the outside. I think I was in lane 3. I think Dad was saying I was out in lane 3. Went really hard down the back straight, got around a few people. I was second last at the bell, actually second last, and I worked my way up. Down the back straight, went really hard, overtook a few people, just couldn't quite get up far enough, but I still had a bit of energy left in the home straight to kind of hold my position. I wasn't gaining on anyone, I don't think, but I didn't get overtaken, which is good, and very good signs for what's ahead, hopefully. So I am still planning on racing a little bit more. The plan now is we're going to head out to the track again in half an hour, maybe an hour, and watch the finals, men's and women's 1500, and then there's some other stuff on as well, I think, and hopefully we'll get a few videos of some of the people in the final. Should be good. But yeah, overall, obviously I didn't get through. I would have loved to have got through to the final for today, but it's the way it goes, and couldn't really expect to definitely be in the final based on the few weeks that I've had, but a solid run, 6 in my heat, 3:50, and closed in probably 54, maybe 55, with a 40-41 last 300, so good signs. Looking forward to the next.